Welcome back to Seasons, a devotional based on my book. You don't need to read the book to get a lot from this series, I don't think. But if you want to get the book, just go over to Amazon. Today we're going to talk about serving in assured authority. In the book, I give the example of a teacher I had in junior high who reigned over her class in such a place of assuredness that we felt safe to learn there, even in the midst of all those hormones racing through us, and even in the midst of some of the boys in our class who were trying to assert their dominance, even as their voices were changing. Miss Thompson was only about 4'10", maybe 4'11" at the most. She was very close to retirement, but she had such a presence of assuredness that she didn't have a heavy hand in our class, but even the toughest of the boys in her classroom paid attention. 3 boys in particular, on the very first day that we were in her class, really tried to see how far they could push her, and she didn't allow them to push her very far until they knew who was going to be boss in the class. And she did that without manipulation, insults, guilt trips, screaming, or idle threats. Upon her retirement, at the end of the next school year, those 3 same boys were part of the steering committee that purchased our school's farewell gift to Miss Thompson. Although Miss Thompson was now a good foot shorter than any of those boys, those 3 boys respectfully handed over the gift, thanked her, and sat quietly in the front row. Jesus had a deep understanding of the assuredness of his authority. He only spoke and did what his Father instructed. Jesus spoke out of an assuredness of his authority as well. He wasn't trying to prove a point, and he didn't need to assert some sort of manly posture in order to garner the attention that he felt that he needed to have. He only spoke and did what his Father instructed. I tell you the truth, the Son can do nothing by himself. He can only do what he sees his Father doing, because whatever the Father does, the Son does also. That's John 5:19. In the case of Miss Thompson, Miss Thompson's classroom was about the only classroom that our principal didn't have to peek in now and again, because he knew that Miss Thompson was able to follow through on everything that needed to be taught in the classroom while making it a safe place for her students at the same time. Jesus' authority was recognized by others, not just because of his insightful teaching, however, but because he also successfully confronted and put in their place classroom bullies of the day, sickness, demon possession, injustice, and sin. Jesus did so through acts of quiet service, and Jesus had no need to resort to shoddy tactics or crowd manipulation. He spoke hard truth with loving intent, and he brought freedom and healing to all those who had ears to hear. This is the amazing thing. God has entrusted to us the same authority that he gave Jesus, but only insofar as we have submitted our lives to him. Jesus' authority, after all, was born out of a deep intimacy with his Father and also his willingness to carry out his directives. Have you ever been in a leadership position of any type and you have felt that everything was out of your control? Perhaps you are a pastor or a teacher, a parent, or a boss even. Take your cues from the way that Jesus handled leadership positions and go through the Bible and do some character studies of good leadership and poor leadership. But don't do those Bible studies until you spend some time with God, allowing Him to reveal to you your position within Him and His approval over you. You will never find leadership material that will give you a 12-step way to success that will actually succeed in your life if you aren't willing to serve from that position of assured authority.